Welcome to another episode of Garage419. My name is Matt Farah. You already knew that. Of course, we've got Mike Spinelli in studio. How are you, Mike?
Good, man. How are you?
Superb. Thanks for asking. Let's talk about cars. What do you say?
I'm right with you.
All right, cool. Now, the new Ferrari California. We get the first official pictures released. It's going to be front engine, V8, retractable hardtop. What do you think about that?
About the hardtop or about the... I mean, the idea of a front-engine V8 for a Ferrari, that's kind of subversive. I mean,
well, it's new, but I mean, the old front-engine V12s were small displacement, you know, kind of thing, lightweight. So, you know, it's not that hard to fathom, is it?
Well, no, and actually, you just said the two words that I was going to bring up, is lightweight. I mean,
yeah.
Ferrari's been talking for the last year, even two probably, about their next level of development is going to be all about weight savings. And,
right.
You know, Alcoa just built this gigantic plant over in Maranello to build their space frame, their aluminum space frame chassis. I mean, that's how they're going to get around the whole fuel economy thing. It's just making them lighter.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not a bad way to go. I mean, the lighter cars in general, you know, lighter cars, smaller engine, and you get good performance with better fuel economy too.
Could you imagine? That's
it's a crazy concept, isn't
exactly.
it? No, it's totally nuts. So, but. How do you think? I mean, I've seen the styling of this. It's not bad. I think the front end is a little too much Maserati Cambio Corsa in it, and the rear has a little bit too much Lexus ISF in it. But the interior looks nice from the picture I saw, and overall, it's a pretty nice looking shape.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. You know, I've never been a fan of the original photos that come out of Ferrari when these things come out.
In the studio
yeah,
setting,
they look a little bit
weird.
too, you know, jacked up in the studio on Photoshop or whatever. But
yeah.
I don't know. I think it'll be cool. I'm, you know, the idea of a Grand Tour, a small version of the 612 is a little bit interesting to me too. So we'll see how.
And I mean, it's got the new dual clutch transmission in it, 7-speed first for a Ferrari, and of course standard ceramic brakes. And you know, it's gonna sound great. It's gonna go fast and
not really, entry level like
not entry level
yeah,
at all.
It'll be about the same price as the F4
as a 430. Yeah, and it'll be a cruiser. It'll be a car you can enjoy with the top down.
All right, Grandpa.
Yeah, exactly. Don't let the gray hair fool you, people. Now, good news from the Americans. The CTS-V, Cadillac CTS-V, which is a supercharged V8, is similar to the ZR1 engine, was officially lapped the Nürburgring Nordschleife in 7 minutes 59 seconds, making it the fastest sedan ever to lap the Nürburgring. So, applause for Cadillac there. Now, by comparison, I've got my cheat sheet here.
Wow, look at you.
The BMW M5, the new M5, ran an 8 minute and 13 second lap time. So we're talking 14 seconds faster.
Well, you know, Bob Lutz said that the CTS-V was gonna blow the M5's doors off.
And right? Apparently it has.
But I mean, you know, I think that you know, Cadillac's racing history of late has been, you know, really good racing history of late. That's kind of I like how he did that sort of.
Your racing history of late?
Of late, yeah. It's like
recent history?
Recent history, okay. Thank you very much. You know, it's sort of rubbing off on the Cadillac brand. Cadillac is really becoming a performance brand, especially with this car.
Yeah. Well, look, dude. You take a 567 horsepower supercharged 8, drop it in a sedan, put in a nice electromagnetic controlled suspension, and a 6-speed tranny, and it's gonna be fast as hell.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not kidding anyone with an engine like that. Also, by comparison, 7 minutes 59 seconds. What two cars have run that same time? Do you know?
7 minutes and 59 seconds.
Yeah.
Any car or just a sedan?
No. This is sports cars. We're talking sports cars.
How about the Ferrari F430?
Ferrari F430 ran 7:55. So
wow.
4 seconds slower than a 430 for a sedan. The 997 Porsche Carrera S ran a 7:59, as well as the Dodge Viper, the new Viper. So that is a fast Cadillac.
Pretty good for something that can take passengers.
Yeah,
well,
seriously.
We'll see what BMW comes up with for their next M5. I mean, you can't imagine they're going to let this stand.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll top it. Also, in the giant horsepower department, we've got spy photos of the new Audi R8 with a V10 engine in it. And we've got engine-based shots to prove it.
Yeah.
And the new engine supposedly, well, here's how it could go. It could go either way. Either they use a modified version of the engine in the S8 and S6, which is the 5.2-liter engine, or they use the Lamborghini Gallardo V10, which I think would be a more logical transition. What do you think?
Well, I mean, it would make sense. The brand new Lamborghini Gallardo, was it LP 564?
Yeah, 560-4.
The 4 being for four-wheel drive, obviously.
I don't know why at this point they have to keep telling us that.
I know. I mean, they didn't do it with the Mercy, but anyway. So it would make sense that that's the engine. Whatever that engine construction is going to be, would make sense to put it in both cars. I mean,
maybe a slightly detuned version for the R8, because you can't have the R8 beating the Gallardo.
Right, it would be a market. It would obviously be a marketing decision too. I mean, it probably wouldn't have the whole 560 horsepower.
I think they were guessing about 520 on this one, which
guess
would be the outgoing Gallardo engine essentially, because that's 5.2 liters and 520 horsepower. It looks like the same engine.
Right, and that would be like the R8S. So that would be kind of like where the S6 or S8 is.
Yeah, it would either go R8S or RS8, or I mean.
Right, it would just follow the traditional Audi conventions of car lines. I mean, it would make sense to have a little bit more horsepower there that they can't get from the 8.
Right, but my other question is what I like about the R8 is actually the lighter V8 engine that's in it now makes the steering feel and the way the car handles it feels much lighter on its feet than the Gallardo does, which I actually think is a pretty positive attribute to the car, despite the fact that it maybe for its price and looks is a little bit underpowered the way it is.
Well, maybe, I mean, the R8 is a excellent car, really nimble, really easy to drive, very intuitive.
Right.
And I'd feel a little bit weird about them, messing with that profile too much, making it too kind of batshit insane,
Right.
Sort of.
My move would be take a regular R8, slap some twin turbos on there, and just be out like disco.
Well, we'll see.
That's my move. Coming up on Garage 419, we're going to talk about Mercedes, we're going to talk about McLaren, and we've got a new speed record contender for production cars.
Wow.
Stick around. We're back on Garage 419, still talking about cars because that's what we do here at Next New Networks. Talk about cars, oftentimes way too loud. Mike Spinelli is still here with us.
Hi Matt.
And now the Mercedes SLR McLaren, okay? As far as supercars go, kind of average, right?
Well, I mean, it's up there. It's not insane. It's like a manageable supercar that goes real fast and accelerates fairly decently. I mean, I
think it's kind of a car without an audience. I mean, like no one who's going to spend $400,000 on
Paris
a supercar
Hilton,
except Paris, like
and
drunk
Trump's
idiots,
wife and stuff. Yeah.
Right. So women who can't drive stick. That's the target market of that car.
Damn,
so
you're
Mercedes and McLaren parting ways. Okay. So we've got the new Mercedes that's going to be coming out, possibly called a Gullwing, possibly called an SLC. Either way, it's going to be cool, probably, right?
Well, we'll see. That's what the rumor mills are saying.
On the other end of the spectrum, we've got the new supercar rumored from McLaren, either a P11, I believe it's called.
That's what if you read the British magazines, you know it as the P11. It's sort of interesting to see this kind of divergence, between Mercedes and McLaren after they sort of parted ways after the SLR. So.
Well, here's what I see happening. I see Mercedes going back to their kind of European muscle car Autobahn burner thing and essentially building sort of a revised version of the SLR using what they learned in that car. And then I see McLaren taking their P11 concept as to being lighter weight, smaller displacement, better handling, a stick shift, something a little more of a driver's car, don't you think?
Well, the problem with McLaren is that everybody will automatically think McLaren F1.
Right,
so
and that's a pretty high benchmark.
Really high benchmark for car people. This one doesn't seem to be, according to the reports, it's not going to be that kind of car where Gordon Murray is sort of on an airplane, kind of strolling out. How can we do a road car that handles like a McLaren F1 car? I mean. That was a sort of genius moment in car making.
And Gordon Murray's no longer there either.
Right, exactly.
He's off doing Caparo T1s and economy cars.
And economy cars,
yeah.
which is going to be kind of cool for an engineer to do that. But he's all about lightweight, and you know, if McLaren can take its Formula One tech and put it into a car that costs as much as an F430,
right,
or you know, 300 grand, that sort of 300 grand mark,
right,
it'll probably be neat.
It'll be awesome.
It'll be awesome.
It'll be awesome.
But Mercedes, if Mercedes is working with its DTM. Motorsports,
yeah.
Is it HWA? I think it's called.
Yeah, HWA.
So if that's their sort of new best friend and this thing, maybe the Gullwing will be awesome. Maybe we'll have two awesome cars to hopefully try to drive.
I don't see that happening. I see it being SLR Part 2 and automatic transmission. Anyway, moving right along. There's a Porsche tuner in Europe called 9FF, and first they started building just gigantic horsepower 911s. They had the fastest convertible in the world for a while with a 900 horsepower Porsche turbo convertible. Now they're building a production car, their own production car based on the 911. It's an extended chassis, and it slightly resembles the 911 GT1 from 1998 a little bit, although it's like uglier.
Right, I think it's based on the last generation GT3. I think it is it's called the GT9, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
The 9FF GT9 engine brought into the middle.
Yeah.
It
is a flat six.
It is a flat six,
yeah.
987 something horsepower, or whatever.
Yeah.
Real fast. The whole thing is, what do you get down to? What do you call a production car?
Right.
Right. I mean.
Boy, before we get into that, let's just say this car actually went 254 miles an hour.
Oh, there you go. That's
so
the thing.
It went faster than the Bugatti Veyron. Not quite as fast as the SSC Ultimate Aero, okay?
Right, now that's according to the company. I mean, I guess the Guinness Book of World Records people haven't certified this yet.
Right, but I mean, who made them the authority, really?
Well, beer, man.
Beer
makes
made them low-calorie stout. Like, yay, that means we know everything about land speed records. Good for you guys. Like,
they send the guys out. No, I mean, they actually do. I mean, they send the guys out. They have a standardized testing thing and stuff. But, I mean, you're right. I mean, like, who made them? They're just the ones that to do this stuff. But the interesting thing is the Bugatti Veyron they never certified the Bugatti Veyron.
Right, because Bugatti was probably like, look, if we never claim to be the fastest, then no one can ever beat us. I mean,
right.
Good strategy.
And arguably, they're the only real true production car among these. So you've got them, you've got the SSC. Who knows how many cars
I think they've only
selling.
built 4 or 5 total SSCs so far. I've heard they're going to be building more. I've heard this, but I can't prove it.
And 9FF says the same thing, that they're going to be building more. It's interesting. Look, I mean,
I never even heard of this car until all of a sudden someone was like, hey, this thing went 250. And I was like, what? What is this car? I've never even heard of it.
Well, they've been messing with it for a couple of years. I remember reading it on the blogs a couple of years back. The GT9, well, obviously, look, I mean, even if it's an unofficial time,
it's fast.
It's fast as hell.
It's fast as hell.
We're at 254 right now.
So basically what we're saying is, stick around, and we're going to keep you updated with news and see if this thing actually gets the official record. Am I right?
I think you're right, man.
All right, let's get out of here and go do burnouts. Exactly. I don't know. I'm Matt Farah. That's Mike Spinelli. This is Garage 419, and we're out of here.
On the next Garage 419.
You're not even squealing tires yet. There, beautiful.
There,
feel that?
Right around, yeah.
New episodes of Garage 419 Tuesday and Thursday.